Welcome to our webinar. And today we're going to talk about our project. This project was specifically developed for this quite difficult period in our history. And I think this project is going to be interesting for quite a lot of people. Let's change the slides right away and get down to our presentation. So could you please switch the slides in all the rooms? Thank you. So let's start from saying what New Digital Evolution is. It's an absolutely new project, a new frontier in digital finance. And today we're going to show you how in the near future, this project will replace banking guarantees and will allow us to cover all of our bills. And today, I'm talking to all of the people who are for the first time here. You will see quite a lot of new things. And let's go to the next slide. For those of you who don't know me, I will briefly introduce myself. If you didn't participate in my webinars, my name is Emanuele Baroni, and I'm a representative of the Ambassadors Council in Italy. I'm also the vice president in the affiliate program of the consumer community NEEW. I'm also a project manager for NDE. I'm a certified master profit coach, Genius of Finance host, member of the World's Generals for Peace Association. I'm a speaker and a private investor. And I've been in this company for more than 4 years, and I love this project with all of my heart. I love our company. I share the ideas, the philosophy, and the mission of the company. We all want to involve a lot of people into our company so that everyone would have a chance. And this is why it is a big honor for me to represent the company and to represent the NDE project. Let's change the slides and see what is in store for us, our program. Well, first of all, I'm going to tell you who we are, where we're from, and also we will touch upon the mission of the NDE, what kind of instruments we're offering, and the end users, then the digital rating, and we will talk about the creation of new professions, which will be related to the NDE business. Let's change the slides and move on. And here, we need to mention a few words about our history, a small walk down the memory lane. So basically, for us to understand what NDE is, I need to tell you about our projects, which is the Academy of Private Investing. This is the main project, which was born 10 years ago. And this project offers financial education. And we will also take a look at the importance of the education. And then in 2019, crypto unit program starts, and we offered the NDE project. And then in 2021, we offered the NDE project. So we will talk about the Academy of Private Investing, and let's look into that project more in detail. This is a global portal with more than 10 years of experience. And this year, we're going to celebrate our 10th anniversary. We have more than 1,650,000 registered users from 176 countries. And all those people will be able to receive financial education from teachers who have experience in investing and finance. Also, we offer practical training in finance, investing, and personal growth. Training courses, group sessions, one-to-one trainings, and mentorship. This academy was founded in 2011, but for you to understand even better what the Academy of Private Investing offers, I would like to launch a small video for you.
Academy of a Private Investor. Who are we? We are an efficient educational system in 21st century. And every day, we work hard to get better. We teach how to manage money, how to multiply it and use it reasonably. We give people a complete picture of finance and investment science, personal development and business in 179 countries around the world. We have created and successfully used a variety of programs and workshops that help dozens of thousands of trained and successful investors to enter the market. Our students become investment advisors, portfolio managers, and stock analysts. We train to find, analyze, and select tools for successful business development in 20 segments of market. We teach to create investment portfolios and manage it by applying gained knowledge in practice. We support the initiatives of our students and are always open to venture projects. We are ready to bet on the future technologies. We unite people and show the path to financial freedom. We develop you and guide to creation of a new reality, according to the concept of the new economic evolution of the world. Instead of asking, how much do we earn, it is much more important to understand how we should preserve and increase earnings. And we have answers to these questions. We are the Academy of a Private Investors. We have updated our brand to achieve greater efficiency, global reach, and ability to share even more knowledge. For people. For you.
Great, then. I think this video did pique your interest. And so what does the Academy of Private Investor offer us? So you can see this phrase on your slides, investment thinking. So yes, indeed, it is very important. And you know, this year has been very difficult for all of us. And not only for people, but for businesses too. Quite a lot of business people had to shut down their business, shut down their factories and stores, and you can see that there is no end to it. But we found a solution. We are ready to offer a way out of this situation, but to receive the investment thinking, or to be able to think as an investor, you need to change your life. And that's why here I would like our general CEO to tell you about his vision. Andrey Havratov will tell you about the importance of investment thinking.
I'm Andrey Havratov, and I'm here to present a new course called 8 Rules of Wealth. In this course, you will learn how you can use 8 fundamental rules to become rich in a very short time. What is true wealth? It can be compared to the 5 fingers. It takes 5 fingers to make a hand, not one, this, or that. In the same way, true wealth consists of 5 essential elements. Number 1 is health. To be rich, you need to be healthy. Two is attitude. We need to develop the right attitude to yourself, to the loved ones, to people, to the city, to the planet, to the country you live in. Three is emotions. One should always have a very high emotional level in order to develop the right attitude. Four is financial independence. Many people aim for money, want to become financially rich, but you can imagine a man with one finger. He will be a freak, and that is why you need to develop harmoniously. And five is calling. This is what a coherent model of a rich person's development looks like. This is what you and I are going to talk about when we embark on 8 rules of wealth.
As you can see here, it's not only about money. In order for us to implement our global mission, which is the new economic evolution of the world, it is not just enough to have money. You need to change the way you think and your life too. That's why, because of the pandemic, in order to implement NEW, what should we do? We need to get a whole army of people who have a different mentality now, and it should become like a habit for them. And we believe that together we can achieve huge results. We're sure that we can help a huge number of people thanks to our new programs, the new digital evolution of the world. And only by doing it, we can change our life and receive what? Global distribution of wealth, security, and protection, and help other people implement their dreams and live in a prosperous and happy world. And each of us is unique in its own regard, and we all have our own dreams and wishes. And if we put together all those elements that Andrey Havrata was talking about, we will be able to achieve huge results. But now let's talk about the subject matter of today's webinar. But before that, I would like you to hear about our crypto unit project, which was created in 2019, because that's where it all started from. So Crypto Unit is an innovative training program that provides everyone with the opportunity to learn and become a co-owner of the WCRU global portfolio, even with minimal resources. It's a unique opportunity to become a co-owner in the global portfolio, even for those people who already have their main job, because you know that it's not just an MLM company, it's a multi-level crowd investing company. So distributors become also co-owners of the products and services that they offer, which will yield bonuses and different benefits throughout our entire lives. And even if tomorrow we decide to change business, to change trade, we will still receive passive income from our global investment portfolio. And now let's look together at everything that happened since 2019 until today, when our NDE project appeared. So here we have the timeline. It all started on the 30th of March, 2019, when Crypto Unit program was launched. We started selling EIPs, educational informational products, which included tokens. So this was like an indicator, a sign that the project has a nice future, and we offered tokens, digital shares in that portfolio. And then on the 8th of January 2020, the transition to the second part of development happened. And on the 19th of 2020, the data was migrated to blockchain. And then in August 2020, we received, well, our partner received authorization for STO from SEC, which is the United States Securities and Exchange Commission. It is important to know that a company, our partner company, UGPay Group, received this authorization, and now they can offer and sell security tokens. The security tokens are also under the regulation of FINMA, yet another regulator in Switzerland. And in January 2021, when we're deep into the pandemic, which was a very dramatic moment for many people, time for many people across the world, we realized that we cannot wait any longer and we need to offer something new to the world. And officially, our project was launched in Italy, the New Digital Evolution Company, which offers physical individuals and legal entities to receive digital guarantees with the use of tokens. So let's see what we have next. And here, I would like to ask you a question. Why our project was created? Well, as you can see on the slide, we have examples of different articles from Italian newspapers. And even if you don't speak Italian, you can see that it's all about the crisis and alarm and economic collapse and coronavirus. And it will all caused by COVID. And a lot of people had to stay home. They couldn't go to work and were dismissed as a result. Some companies went bankrupt, and Corona indeed led to a very deep economic crisis. And that's why companies need money, need liquidity, somehow to get out of this difficult situation. And it's not only about companies here. If we change the slides, we will see that employees are in the same predicament, in the same difficult situation. Fortunately, we can see that people have lost their creditworthiness. They're not solvent anymore. And every country has a certain list of people who are not creditworthy, so-called banking blacklist, which you can be entered if you don't pay on your loans on time. And just imagine what kind of situation people found themselves in if they took out a mortgage or a lease on the car and then lost their job and couldn't pay their loan payments anymore, or their salary decreased again. They're not now earning enough to pay their credit, their loans, because they have to feed their families, they have to pay their bills. And a lot of people found themselves in this particular situation. And many people are in need of a solution. And very often, banks do not trust clients anymore, and they check them quite vigorously. And the result is that 90% of people, unfortunately, are not capable of paying out their loans or are not solvent anymore. And all of it led to the situation when we are in dire need of drastic changes. Let's see what kind of changes they are. Let's change the slides. Okay, so I've been telling you about this before. So what the mission of our project NDE is? It is to create a sustainable and fast digital rating for individuals and companies. So today we got used to the idea that every individual, every company has their financial rating, which is a certain information that banks require if you want to take a loan from them. Or, for example, it's something that you can use to raise funds with the financial or banking sector. And now we are in a situation when people cannot enjoy the benefits of that rating because it was lost. And now, thanks to the tokens that our Evorich partners have or will have, we'll be able to still enjoy the benefits of banking rating, which in this case, it will be digital rating. And you won't have to go to banks directly anymore to receive money, to receive a loan or a mortgage. You won't have to go to the bank to ask for a banking guarantee in your transactions with your counterparties, your business partners. The digital rating will help quite a lot of companies to get reborn and reboot their business. And to create digital rating, you need time. You need to have your own credit history. That's what banks do. They request your credit and banking history over the last 12 months. And the same is here. This with our tokens. The sooner you buy tokens, the sooner your financial credit history will start. And let's see what the advantages of a decentralized rating for companies are. So first of all, there will be no time losses anymore, because you know that if I bring documents to a bank, I have to wait for submit the application to the bank. They make you wait for quite some time, and time is money. Time is a very valuable resource. So our company offers this opportunity to issue a guarantee in a very short period of time. Then what else we have? Fast financial operations, security, financial effectiveness, which is very important nowadays, and reliability. And these are just a few of the advantages that the system has to offer. Let's go to the next slide. And here we can see this wonderful word, bank. And let's see what kind of conditions the bank requires to issue a banking guarantee. So there are different financial ratings. Financial rating category A has certain requirements or conditions. And one of those requirements is a non-refundable fee from 2 to 15%. So basically, this is the money that you pay to the bank and never see it again. And even if the bank does not issue the give you the required amount of money, like maybe 80% of the mortgage that you requested, you will still have to deposit this non-refundable fee. And just imagine those people who for 10, 15, 20 years are paying out their mortgages, and now they are in a very difficult situation and can't pay their mortgage, they are at the risk of losing their house. Also, when you're asking for a mortgage, very often the bank can ask you to use something as collateral. It can be your old apartment or the new house or apartment. So in other words, you're not really the owner of your property. As you know, the time necessary for the deposit to be, let's say, defrosted, unlocked, is quite long too. And the terms of issue of the loan or financial funds can be from 90 to 120 days, which is very long. If I need to close the deal and my supplier offered me a very good price, but they want that money right now, and if they have to wait for 3-4 months for the bank to issue me loan money, well, that supplier might withdraw their offer, and that's it. Although banks could and can help us out, they also create quite a lot of obstacles and problems. And thankfully, digital guarantees, they relieve us of those problems. And thanks to tokens, we will be able to create capital, which will be useful for us to receive our banking guarantees. Later, we will see at the end of the presentation some very important facts. And now I would like you to go to the next slide. Yes, thank you. And whereas previously we saw the advantages of the system, let's see the possibilities of NDE application. First of all, it's instant advice on blockchain certified digital ranking, which means that I won't have to wait for months before I receive their reply. Also, it's guaranteed instant electronic payments, thanks to our system that we created inside our ecosystem, thanks to our security token. The tokens are locked for a year as per SEC requirement. And when they are unlocked, you can sell them on the market. But there is one caveat. The company offered us the opportunity to stake those tokens. So while those tokens are staked, I will be receiving my percentages every single month. Also, I will be able to earn UNTB tokens that could be sold right away in the market. This is a technical token that will be needed for CPU, NAT, and RAM of the blockchain. In any case, all those electronic payments will help me receive digital guarantees very fast. Another opportunity is the digital guarantee certified with the blockchain, which will allow me to receive anything that I want without a problem. For example, rent a car or an apartment, maybe some equipment, maybe an entire villa. And I can use digital guarantees to confirm that I'm solvent. And if I can't pay my monthly rent, I will have tokens as collateral, and the landlord will be able to receive some compensation in the form of tokens, the amount that I owed or owe to the landlord. Also, you can work with other companies. It's B2B, and it can be business to client, customer, and so on. because our digital guarantees offers quite a lot of opportunities in this area as well. Another opportunity is a digital escrow account. Important payments such as notary deeds and precious metal transactions and so on. So one can use a digital escrow account, which will be used as a guarantee for the transactions made. So let's change the slides. Digital rating innovation, a list of registries. What does it mean? In order not to create misunderstanding and confusion, we decided to categorize different entities according to different registries. And you can see that first we have governments, municipalities, and state bodies. Another registry will include banks, financial organizations, and investment funds. A third registry is comprised of enterprises, depending on their forms of incorporation. And the fourth registry is dedicated to private people, and which will be split into two parts. You see, in the end, the last 2 points, it says in brackets, vocational training and basic training. Very soon we will get to this topic. And we did take into account the opinions of different experts, and we realized that like 90% of people don't even know what cryptocurrencies are and what the digital world is all about. So we decided to develop a system thanks to which people can understand, both physical individuals and legal entities, how the digital world works, which rules and laws it follows. Without that information, I'm sure it's going to be quite difficult. It's an absolutely new world, which is developing every single day. And in order to be aware of all the recent developments, you have to be trained and you have to update your knowledge every single day. So let's go to the next slide and see together at our programs. So first, reliability. To ensure that the registry is fully reliable, we need capitalization. Well, and the capitalization of registry will be 7 million WCRUs, so that we could work with state bodies, so that suppliers would be able to participate in governmental procurement procedures, tenders, and also, you know, that the access to governmental procurement procedures is enjoyed only by big players, major market players. But thanks to our registry, even small companies will be able to participate in public procurement. And if we capitalize the registry, we will be offering the required guarantees to the state, and the small companies will be able to offer performance guarantees on par with big companies. And also, small companies will be able to buy our tokens and be owners of the tokens, digital shares, and also enjoy all the benefits of the digital rating. associated with the ownership of tokens. And once you get into the registry, there will be a whole set of new options available to you. And as I said, one of them will be possibility to participate in public procurement. Also, since we are at the pre-launch stage and the back office is not yet fully developed and launched, we decided that all the companies that will join the project before the launch of the back office of the personal account will receive, those companies will receive tokens that they will be able to stake and receive their reward from that staking. And of course, the reward will depend on the number of tokens that the company is going to place or stake. So by buying the code in our registry, you will be receiving a certain amount of tokens. And again, the price depends on the stage at which you enter the project, and you will be receiving your staking reward for literally 9 years until December 2030. Let's go to the next slide. Here, I would like to talk about the register of companies who will be able to use our guarantees. First of all, those guarantees will be able to cover the contracts between two businesses, between businesses and private people, between companies and banks, and between banks and companies and governments. So we put those categories in this order for a specific reason, because it was the companies who suffered the most. And very often when the company needs raw materials or some supplies, they have to go to the bank. And very often the companies ask for deferred or deterred payment, delayed payments. But for that, you need to have banking rating or have some collateral. And tokens can be used as such collateral. Also, individuals can have such guarantees when they work with businesses. In any case, as you can see, the options can vary, can be B2B, B2C, B2 banks, and B2 governments, because we think that all parties involved should have equal opportunities. Let's change the slides and talk about private persons. Another option that we haven't yet covered is C2C, which is customer to customer, client to client. It's relations between two private individuals, like rental is one of such examples. Also, C2B, which is business between individuals and companies. And here we're talking about car rentals, payment of utilities. And if I want, or for example, if I want to buy insurance, or if I want to rent a car, I want to go to the dentist and pay my dentist bills, or pay for a medical examination in a clinic, or if I want to undergo a surgery in a private clinic, it will all be possible thanks to our digital guarantees. So the companies that will be offering services that you need will be receiving tokens as the guarantee, and there is no obstacle to you working with such companies. For example, in Italy and other European countries, we already have the opportunities to use the digital guarantees in the area of medical services, car rental, and utilities payment. Let's go to the next slide. And here I would like to have your attention. Our project, I think, is a fantastic opportunity, but it won't be for everyone. You can see that on this slide, we have written that the goal of the new digital evolution for the 10 years is quite limited. So this opportunity will be enjoyed only by 10 million companies. And by the way, in Italy, we have 4 million companies, which is already almost 50%, well, 40%, but it's Italy alone. And again, this project will be available only for the first 10 million companies and for the first 10 million private individuals. And those people will be indeed in a privileged position. So what is the projected turnover in 2021, 2030? So this whole project started, the development of the project started in 2020, but the active work started in 2021. And again, let's go back to the projected turnover that we can receive in the next 9 to 10 years. The turnover from sales of individual trainings is 25 billion. The company turnover training is 112 billion and 500 million. And the volume of the token market between companies can be as high as $800 billion. So those figures also include the commissions that partners who will be working in this project will receive. And also those figures include the dividends that the token owners will receive. And I'm sure 100% that we will achieve those results quite quickly. And we already did some market research, and over a year, we made almost $1 million already. And I think I see that people are not just interested, they are inspired by it. They companies and business owners that we offer this project to very often tell me that yes, we were in need of this project. On this slide, we will talk about creating new professions, because it is important to be educated, to be informed, but also you need to have some certain qualifications to be able to create smart contracts, to register them on blockchain. We need people who would be able to do that. People with new professions, people who know what they're doing. So we decided to divide those professions into 3 categories. The first one, as you can see, is signaler. A signaler is a user who participates in Evorich community, and their only goal will be to spread information, like tell people what they do and that they're part of the community. And then if more details are required, the signaler can invite the next category, which is digital seller. This is like a professional salesperson who is trained in the sale of NDE digital products. So it's like the next step in the qualification, because digital sellers know exactly everything about our product. They know how to sell it. They know how to handle questions. And for that, they will have to take an exam. And after they pass the exam, they will know what kind of category of clients they can work with. It may be physical individuals, or it can be legal entities. And there are different kinds of legal entities too. And the next category is the digital manager, who is the true expert specializing in the back office of NDE and also is registered in the digital managers list. So let's go to the next slide and see more in detail the last two professions, which is digital seller and a digital manager. So the digital seller is a professional salesperson who joins the company, closes training contracts, and registers individuals and companies. So as soon as a person passes or completes the training, passes the test, they're now well aware of the digital guarantees, know how to make a digital smart contract, know how to register an individual or a company in our registry. And as soon as the digital seller closes the deal, that's where the digital manager comes into play. Let's go to the next slide. Okay, first I forgot to tell you about the requirements for a digital seller, which is first take the training course for a digital seller, and then they have to register themselves as individual entrepreneurs or sole traders, sole proprietors, and have their own tax number. If a person is already an individual entrepreneur, then that's everything they have to do is to take the training course for a digital seller. And that's where they can start working and offering this kind of deal to different companies and private individuals. Let's go to the next slide. And here we will give a more detailed look at the digital manager. Those are people who will conduct training starting from the basic information and going as high as the highest category. And there will be two categories of digital managers. List A, which does not include activities related to third parties. We're talking about specialists working in their own back offices or the back office of their company. They will be authorized to create smart contracts with other companies or financial and credit institutions for their company or in their company's name. Also, we have list B, which is the activities related to third parties. Usually it's an individual entrepreneur with a tax number. We're talking about experts who work in their own back offices. They took the training for a digital training manager, and also third parties can go to digital managers from list A to make a contract. In our case, our blockchain is like a notary public who notarizes all the contracts. And we will need a manager who will be controlling the entire process, supervising the entire process. And you know that companies are also categorized. Let's go to the next slide and you'll see. We can see that there are 5 different sections, 5 different categories. The first section it's the companies who can use digital guarantees for their companies, individuals, for their family household activities. And the second category gives the right to use digital guarantees for your sole proprietorship, individual entrepreneurship, whereas the Section 3 applies to LTDs and LLCs. Section 4 is joint stock companies, and Section 5 gives the right to use for holdings. So digital manager can have the certificate for one of those sections, and it depends on their examination score. And the same applies to a digital seller. When they take the exam, it will be clear whom they can offer this opportunity to: individual entrepreneurs, to LTDs, JSCs, or huge holdings. Because the bigger the company, the more information, the more knowledge you need to have. So we will have to clearly understand all the rules and laws, and also should be able to answer any question from our clients. Therefore, if I want to work with holdings, I need to have perfect knowledge of the product. So let's go next and take a look at what we have there. And here we've come to the part dedicated to trainings. I'm not going to go into details related to all of the topics. Let's change the slides everywhere. Okay, and here I will just tell you what our training consists of. Let's go to the next slide. So we split our training into 15 sections with a total of 60 lessons. So you shouldn't forget that every entrepreneur has limited time. Very often you can hear from business professionals that they don't have time. That's why we decided to split our curriculum into 15 sections, 4 lessons in each section. And for example, they can take those sessions whenever they please. For example, they're driving and they can be listening to our lessons. All those lessons will be translated into 14 languages altogether. And the person will be able to listen to the course at the place and time of their convenience. All they have to do is to go to their email and open the letter with the link to the necessary lesson. And in order to become a part of our registry, you need to take an exam. And if a person or a company fails the exam, fails the test, then the business professional or the individual will have to rewatch the course again and give it a second try with the exam. But I think the course is quite simple because every person simply has to have this information, know this information. Let's change the slides and take a look at the prices. Remember, I told you that training for individuals has 2 categories. This course is available, accessible to affordable for everyone. For example, the standard training costs $100. In this case, you can make personal use of the guarantees. Who will pay education for 100? Those who will pay for the education for personal use will be able to receive digital guarantees and make smart contracts for their own benefit in their own name with other private individuals within our community. If you want to receive something extra knowledge, then you have to take Training Plus for $400, which allows you to use the warranties and deal with third parties, and also with banks, financial organizations. So in the first part, you won't be able to work to cooperate with fintech organizations and banks. Therefore, I strongly recommend you start your training by placing a certain number of tokens in your children's name. And when they grow up, they will have their own rating, and also they will have those tokens, which the price of which will grow by then. And I think this is going to be the best birthday gift that you can make. And later, we will see what they can use those tokens for, maybe for education, maybe to buy their own housing. But I'm sure you won't regret if you make such a gift. It's a very small step that guarantees a huge future for your children. So this is as far as the training for physical individuals is concerned, and let's go to training for companies. So here we have 4 categories for our companies. The first package costs $2,500. It's for individual entrepreneurs and self-employed. The next training is $5,000 for LLCs, LTDs, consortium companies, and associations. So guys, sorry for the interruption. So the next training costs $12,500. It's for joint stock companies and funds. And then the training number 4 costs $25,000, which allows you to work and cooperate with big companies' holdings. And the benefit of the $25,000 package is that it can be paid in installments. And the ultimate package, $25,000, allows you to work with all the previous entities. So basically, it covers all types of legal entities. It's joint stock companies, LLCs, LTDs, individual entrepreneurs, and so on. And that's why the last package, the ultimate package, offers the best benefits and bonuses. And by the way, you will know what kind of bonuses and benefits we're talking about at our event in Rome on the 3rd and 4th of July. We will have an offline event, and you're welcome to attend it. If you can't attend physically that event because there are some travel restrictions and you can't leave the country, you can attend our event online. We will have live streaming because I'd like to repeat, we prepared a huge number of surprises for you. And also this event will be attended by our CEO, Andrey. So please keep in mind that in addition to the training materials, you will also, and the knowledge, you will also be included, should also remember about our registry, which is the ultimate goal. And let's see how much the codes in the registry cost. So there are 2 types of payments here. The first one is valid before the opening of the back office private personal account, which is $2,500. And this payment also includes tokens that can be staked. So you will be able to receive staking income. Whereas after the launch of the back office, the price for having your own registry code will vary from $500 for individual entrepreneurs to $10,000 for holdings, but it won't include tokens anymore. So it is a very big opportunity, chance for people to be in that registry before the launch of the back office. And the amount the entry fee will surely pay for itself with the staking reward, staking income. And now let's go to the next slide and see what our marketing plan is. Before I show this plan to you, I would like to tell you one thing. As I said, we have two milestones, stages. Stage 1 is before the launch of the back office, and stage 2 after the launch of the back office. That's why we're going to have two marketing plans. At first, we will use the marketing plan of Evorich, and then we will use our own marketing plan after our back office is launched. So again, right now, we're going to be using the Evorich marketing plan that you all know too well. So in order for you to buy the NDE training, you need to go to the API back office, pick the and then pick our project. Maybe you will have to choose the language first. And then when the new back office is launched, you can see how much you can make. So from the first level, you're going to be making 7%. Here we're talking about the fee of signalers, informers, those who broke the ice with the client. And then that's where the digital seller comes into play, who will also make 7%. But, and there is a big caveat here, all other levels will be under the informer, under the signaler. They will be in their structure. The digital seller might close the deal, but the structure will belong to the signaler. And every day, you can have from 2 to 5 meetings with prospects, potential clients, and see how much you can make. If you, for example, sell the product for $2,500 and make 7% of it. So I think it's quite a good bonus for any person. But if you're both a signaler and a digital seller, you can make the double that. So here, let's take a look at the remuneration of our digital seller. So you can see that 7% from $2,500 is $175. And remember, you can double that amount if you're both an informer, a signaler, and a seller. So if a person decides not only to work as a seller, but also as a signaler, they can directly affect their pay. And as you can see, all the amounts that a seller can make on the screen. So you can see that 7% from the most expensive package of $25,000 is $1,750. And you can, there is no limit to how many packages you can sell a day. And I think on this positive note, we can go to the next slide. So in here, I would like to tell you about the strategy for success. So what do you have to do is you have to join the community, then do some planning. You reserve the code, which is assigned after you pass the exam. Then you purchase the training. You take the and pass the exam, and then you create your own digital rating, which is from 3 to 6 months. Then the next step would be the implementation. You register a company in the register with an assigned code, and then you start activities in the community. And that's where you get to the success, which is the issuance of digital guarantees and receiving funds from banks. I think this is quite an easy scheme, and this is what I wanted to tell you. But before I wrap it up, I have a couple of slides that I would like to share with you that are absolutely not related to this project. But those slides will tell you about the power of our token. Here, we took 2 examples, which is bread and rice, 2 basic staple foods used in different cultures, different countries. And I think there are very few countries that don't eat either bread or rice. So I decided to analyze the cost of those products. So, and guys, I took the average worldwide price of bread and rice. So in 2019, the average price of 1 kilo of bread was $3.2, $3.20. And back then, it was equal to 2,206 crypto units. And the reason why I took 2019 is because that's where crypto unit program was launched. Then the cost of bread in 2021 rose to $3.70, whereas the cost of the world CRU is 40 cents, which means that the same amount of bread can be bought for 9.2 WCRUs. And in 2023, the projected price of world CRU will be $114. And 1 kilogram of bread back in the future will be $4, sorry. And you will have to pay only 3 WCRU cents to buy 1 kilogram of bread. Well, here we have this CRU purchasing capacity. And I took gold and the Ferrari shares as an example, because the Ferrari shares are accepted by the bank 1-to-1. So if I use a certain number of Ferrari shares as collateral in the amount of $100,000, I will receive my $100,000. So you can see that in 2019, 1 gram of gold cost $40. And back then, it would take me 27,586 CRUs to buy 1 gram of gold. In 2021, at the world CRU price of 40 cents, I would be able to buy 1 gram of gold with 137 WCRUs. And in 2023, it would take me 0.65 WCRUs to buy 1 gram of gold at the projected price of $114. So these figures makes you think, and it is a food for thought. And I would like to analyze them well. Even if we don't mention the token price, but simply talk about the opportunities that the token offers and its value in the digital market. If I decide to take $1,000 and put it in the safe box, and then I take the same amount and convert it into WCRU tokens, and then wait for 2 years, what happens? So on this slide, we will see, we are going back to our bread and rice. If this year in 2021, I need 9.3 CRUs to buy world CRUs to buy 1 kilogram of bread, with the same amount of WCRUs in 2023, I will be able to purchase 286 kilograms of bread. So this is the capacity that I was talking about. And I wonder how many dollars I will need to buy 286 kilograms of bread in 2023. So basically what I need is I just need to buy 9.3 WCRUs in 2021 for me to be able to buy almost 300 kilograms of bread in 2023. And even if it doesn't grow to $114, it will still grow several times, which means more purchasing power for you. And with the help of NDE, you will have your digital rating. You will be able to receive digital guarantees and address any of your problem. I will be able to have access to car rental and house and apartment rentals, leases. And you might have noticed that in the recent times, cryptocurrencies are in decline. But if we go back in the past and see the entire history, then we see that cryptocurrencies are on the constant rise. There are ups and downs, but mainly it's in the upwards trend. Eventually, it's twice, 3, 4 times the original price. And this is the magic of the cryptocurrency world. And in this case, all those coins that were on the rise in the past, they are not security tokens, whereas our WCRU is a security token, which is a digital share representing your ownership in the global investment portfolio. So companies won't have to pay too much to be able to make smart contracts. But then they have to pay commissions. And even if it's small, like 2%, remember the turnover that we showed on the previous slide, which was $80 billion. So do crunch numbers and see how much 2% of $800 billion. And this is the money that goes to our global investment portfolio and eventually into the pockets of token holders. And here I would like to wish you a nice day and remind you of our event in Italy on the 3rd and 4th of July. And tomorrow we're launching a new promotion where you'll be able to buy the ticket for $40, 40 units. And this is an event that deserves being attended. You will hear certain things that will simply amaze you and you won't believe your own ears. But I don't want to reveal all the secrets right now. And I would like to wish you a good rest of the day and weekend. Thank you.